Hi everybody and welcome back to some more Ride 3 here on this channel. I'm KPG-GOONER here. Now in today's episode we're starting a new tour, a blast from the 80s, and this is going to be on a Japanese two-stroke. So we're going to jump straight into this. This has got 5 events, and I think the 5th one is a championship. So I don't know how many races are going to be in that one, but it could be an awesome one. But first up we need to buy a bike. Now we've got this RD500 in our garage already. Oh, there's only one other bike, and that is the Suzuki RG500. So there's only 2 bikes to select for this tour, so we might as well go with the one that we've already got, although the stats on the other one are slightly better, but we'll give it a go. Anyway, we're going to just customise it quickly, and let's get straight into the first event. Right, so I've customised the bike, I've stuck a custom livery on it, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to stand out like a sore thumb with those colours. Hope you like it. Right, let's get straight into the first event and see what this awesome classic is like. Right, so here we go with our first experience on the Yamaha RD500 V4, and we're going up against the Suzuki RG500. I think the RG had better acceleration, but hopefully we have the better bike, but we will find out very soon. And we've got away pretty quickly. Let's see what it's like into that first turn. Feeling a bit stiff into that first turn. It's understeering slightly, but hopefully we can get the hang of it. Let's try and get up the underneath. A bit of contact there, but we managed to get into P2, and that's not a bad start to our first experience on this Yamaha. Let's get nicely into that turn, and we've managed to take the lead. Now there is quite a mixed bag of races in this tour, and hopefully it will be a very good one. This will be a longer episode because I think there is a championship, like I said, and it may have multiple races. I also did notice there was a drag race in this tour as well, so that's something to look forward to. Right, let's slow it down. Got into a little bit too quick. We definitely need to maybe just have a little bit of a tweak to the setup. It is understeering quite a lot. It doesn't feel very good into the turn. It's not as smooth as the awesome NSR that we were racing in a previous episode. That thing really handled well. Oh god! Whoa! Just braked a little bit hard. Got to be careful. It doesn't take much to slide off on this game, so you've got to be good with those brakes. Just getting the hang of it now. Coming to this corner, and then we've got one more lap. So this race is a short one. And I've noticed that the AI don't seem to be very good around this circuit. We've done a couple of races around here on the shorter version, and it hasn't been very competitive, but I'm hoping there is, like I said, there is a mixed bag of events, so there will be some really difficult ones. Oh, we got into there way too quick. We need to get used to our braking points. Right, let's hold it in. But let me know what you think of the livery. I went for something that stuck out, and this definitely does that. But I want to change up not just the livery, but obviously the gear as well. But oh god dear, again just over braking there, and luckily not coming off. But if you want to share your livery with me for a tour that I'm going to obviously announce at the end of an episode, let me know. I will use your livery in one of my episodes. So if you want to design one, I will let you know what tour, find out what bikes are in there, and let me know, and then I will try and use your livery, just so it can showcase some of your hard work. Right, nicely done. I hope Ride 3 is on your Christmas list, because it is definitely a good game. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm only like probably about 5-6 hours in, but from what I've experienced, I've enjoyed quite a lot. And again, this is definitely an understeer pig. Not the most nimble of bikes. It's just a little bit stiff into the turns, just having to fight with it, but sometimes you don't want to push it too hard because you will just slide off. Right, final turn, and that is this race over and done with. So we've managed to get a victory in the first event, and hopefully we can move on to a greater challenge, because that was pretty easy. And yeah, they definitely may have to rebalance the AI on this game. I mean, some circuits, they really give you a good race, but on others, they're just, you know, they give you a challenge for the first half of the lap, and then you get ahead and they just die off. Anyway, let's move on to the next events. Hopefully it will be an awesome one, so let's get straight into it. So here we go. Right, so we go to Spain, and it's the Tenerife road circuit. Now, I found this really difficult last time I had a go on this, so this could be a real challenge, especially the way this one handles. But anyway, let's get straight into it and see how we do. Right, so here we go with the second event of the episode around this Tenerife circuit. It can be very tough. I think this is the longer version as well. So let's see if we can get a good start. And off we go. Definitely find the Suzuki has the better acceleration, but hopefully we have the greater top end. And there are some long sections on this circuit. Let's try and get past. And we managed to get past them all quite early, but there's a long way to go. And like I said, it's got some really difficult corners on this circuit, so I'm not going to probably run away with it. I found that out when I raced around here before. I really struggled on the final sections before you go back up the mountain at the end. Oh, those sections are very difficult, and it's going to be very hard on the faster bikes. But this isn't too slow. This bike does shift quite a bit. I keep noticing I haven't changed the HUD yet to miles per hour. I've got to do that. Don't always like it in kilometres, not too bad into that turn. We're managing to hold the lead. I can remember this section up to this point. There's a really difficult right-hander here, and then we go back down the hill, and I'll tell you what, that's when I start struggling. Some of those really tight turns are really difficult. So we've got round there, we've got a bit of a breathing space. So let's see if we can just maintain that. Right, this is where it gets difficult for me. Got to try and remember this. Just keep it nice and steady through here. Keep it in the middle of the road, just so we don't muck up the turns. And we'll go. I've got a bit of a flow going on here. This is going really, really well. Right, and I haven't adjusted the bike either, so I really struggled on that circuit on the first race. And I think this is where the slow corners are coming up. Right, let's just slow it down. Ooh, a little bit risky there. And slow it down. Oh, this is where they get really tight. As you can see, all the bikes are going to start catching them up. They're so much quicker through the slower turns, I must admit, on this game. Right, this is a really tough one. No, that isn't a tough one. There is a much tighter turn coming up, if I remember rightly. Let's keep on the circuit. And I think it's this one here. Right, slow it down, slow it down. Yes, you have to really, really slow it down there. And we've managed to get through there okay, so that wasn't too bad, but they have closed the gap a little bit. Now we've got to go back up the mountain. Let's just keep that steady through there. And I can hear a bike behind me, so they've definitely caught up. And then we've got to quickly switch over. Oh, it's a really tough right-hander here. God, we went into there way too quick. And we've got a bike coming up the inside as well, and he's managed to overtake us. Oh, we're not very good on the right-hand turns. This bike is not too bad on the left turns, but on the right-hand turns it really does struggle. We might have to adjust the suspension at some point. Right, let's just try and keep up. Can we get back past? Yes, we've managed to get back past. There we go. Let's see if we can just maintain this. But I do like the road circuits they add to this game, I must admit. And this one seems a good one. You just need to fine-tune how to take some of these corners at speed. Managed just to get away again. Definitely have the top end on this bike. I just don't think we have the acceleration. So that's what I'm thinking ahead, coming up to the drag racing. Are we going to be able to compete with the other bike? Because the acceleration is what's going to come into play. But we might have a muck around with the gearing and see if we can make it a little bit better. It's nicely done through there. Definitely getting better through that section. Right, the slow corners coming up. So just as you go over the bridge, slow it down. Let's get a little bit tighter in. That's nicely done. Getting much better at that. All got a bit of a wheelie there as well. I've got the anti-wheelie on medium. I felt maybe low would be a little. Oh god, just a little bit off. Yeah, low would have been too. I think this guy could still wheelie up. I mean, a 500cc bike's still got a lot of kick in it, so I thought medium would be best. But I might try it on low for maybe one of the other events to see how I do. But I know on the 1000cc's, you've got to have it at least on medium because they just, they're horrendous. Right, slow it down, nicely done, and we're still managing to hold that lead. So this has been a really good run. Again, nicely done into that corner. Starting to get the flow. Let me know what you think, because I think there's a couple of versions of the Tenerife road circuits. This one is the slightly longer version, but yeah, I quite like them. But they are tough. I always find that the AI are pretty damn quick around these sort of circuits. but we've managed to just keep it down. Front wheel wanted to go up there, and we have got one bike that's quite close to us, but we should be okay as long as we don't make any mistakes. It's not too bad around there. Just struggling on some of the corners, and he's really closed in on me. Right, last corner, and we've gone into there. Not very quick again. Really struggling on the right hand turns. And hold it, it's coming to the finish line, and oh, contact from behind. Oh, he could have had me off then, but luckily just managed to get away with that. Just heard him coming up behind and went straight into the back. Lucky it was only a minimal contact, otherwise that could have had me straight off, and that would have been really disappointing. Right, so we move on to the next event, and hopefully it's the drag racing. I do believe that is in the lineup, so let's get straight into it. So here we go. Right, so we're off to the USA Route 66 for some drag racing on the two-stroke bikes. Let's get straight into this and see if we can get some decent results. Right, so here we go with our first drag race on the Yamaha RD500 V4. Let's see if we can get a good start. And that was absolutely terrible. And we are not going to compete with the Suzuki off the mark. Look at it, it just absolutely left me for dust. But I do like this Route 66. And you can actually drag race from the menu, guys. So you can pick a couple of bikes and do some drag racing. So that is something that I've noticed that they have added to Ride 3. Now, we've only managed to get third. And I don't think that's going to take us through. Now, this is going to be 2 rounds, so you have to finish in the top 2 to move to the final. So we finished 5th place. So we are not going through to the final. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some adjustments to the bike, see if I can do any better. Not sure I can, but I will have a play with the gearing. So I'll get straight into that now and have another go. Right, so I've had a tinker with the gearing. Hopefully this will improve it a little bit, but I still don't think it will compete with the Suzuki, but we will find out. And off we go. And yeah, that was a little bit better, but look at the Suzuki RG500. It is so much quicker off the mark. There's no way in the world we're going to be able to beat that. But at least if we finish second, we are going to get into the final. And I'll just have to have a little bit more of a tweak, and hopefully we can improve it. But there we go, second place. We go into the final round. Hopefully we can at least finish third, because that will at least get us 1 star, and then we have to move on to the next event. So let's get straight into the final. Right, so here we go with the final. Can we get at least 3rd place? This is the thing. Off we go. And just try and accelerate off. Struggling to get the traction, and we should be able to hold it there, but we're definitely not going to beat the Suzuki. Look at them, off they go. They're so much quicker. There's just no chance. So if you do this event, guys, go with the other bike. I don't think the top end's better on the Suzuki, but if you want to win the drag races, you're going to have the Suzuki, because the Yamaha just doesn't cut it. Doesn't matter what you adjust, it just isn't as quick off the mark. It's like you're giving them at least a second or so head start. It just doesn't get going. Look, so the 1 and 2 Suzuki RG500. So my advice, buy the Suzuki. Right, let's move on to the next event. Let's see if we can change it around and get a win in the next one. So here we go. Right, so we're off to China for a time attack, and it's at night, and it's round one of the most difficult circuits from Ride 2. This is going to be very interesting. Right, can I make it 3rd time lucky? This circuit is not easy at night and in the wet. They have definitely set out a decent challenge here, and I'm not sure how hard the 2 minutes 33.5 is going to be to achieve, but I'm going to try my best. Let's just try and get 1 lap in before we move on to the next event, and hopefully we can at least get the 2 minute 47.5. But yeah, they've really pulled one out the bag with this time attack. This is really challenging. I mean, I didn't mind this circuit on Ride 2. But to race it in these conditions at night, it's so much harder. And I do like the effects of the water at night as well. I think that looks absolutely brilliant. Right, let's hold it. And you can hear the nightlife as well, which is cool. They've really added some decent things to this racing circuit. Right, slow it down. This is always a difficult section. Try not to hit anything. And we managed that okay. Nicely done. Almost caught the side there, just managed to get away with that one. And yeah, I haven't been on this for so long. It's just trying to get this track back in your mind, because it has got some difficult sections. Slow it down, don't lose it on that corner. We crashed out there first of all, almost went straight into the board there. Oh, that's going to be close. Oh dear, that was really, really close there. And let's see if we can just hold it nicely around this turn. Ooh, a little bit of scraping there. God, we got away with that one. And again, getting really close to the sides, just trying to maintain as much speed as we can. Doing this live and trying to concentrate and talk at the same time is probably not helping, but I'm trying my best. And again, changing direction. And we're coming towards a really difficult bit. Right. Oh, that's a tough turn. Don't lose it. Oh, I thought I was going to crash it then, but luckily got away with that one. Right, slow it down again. Again. Oh, God. How the hell did I stay on there? But I'm still on the bike. Right, this is where that difficult right-hand turn is. Let's see if we can do this. I really can't see the corners until really late. This is where I used to crash a lot on Ride 2. And can we get round there? Again, sparks flying from the side, scraping the bike. I am absolutely ruining the paintwork on this bike at the moment. But we're coming to the last couple of corners. Right, look at the time. Oh, 2 minutes 10. I'm not sure whether we're going to get that time on the board. Hopefully we can at least get 1 star. Right, coming towards the final corner. We've just got to nail this corner. Let's try not to go into it too hard, because I don't want to slide off right at the end. Slow it down. Is this going to be third time lucky? Ooh, and again, we just hit the side. Right, over the finish line. What time are we going to get? And, oh my God, we actually got 3 stars. Unbelievable. I can't believe that. I didn't think I was going to be anywhere near the time, but we managed to get it. Fantastic. I must admit that wasn't pretty. I made a load of mistakes, managed to get away with it, but I will take that all day long. Right, let's move on to the next event. So here we go. Right, so next up is the championship. So this consists of 3 races, starting at Sugo. The second race I do not know, and that's in wet conditions. Another new circuit added to Ride 3, and then finish at Brands Hatch. Let's see if we can win this championship, but it's not going to be easy. Right, so here we go with the first race around Sugo. This is a tough circuit, especially for a bike that understeers quite a lot, but hopefully we can get good starts. That's not too bad. Let's see if we can get through that first corner. There's lots of bikes on the circuit for a tight circuit like this, so the start's going to be very tricky. We've gone on the outside there. Hopefully we can get the inside for the next left-hander. Yes, we can. Just trying a little bit of contact there. Luckily, I almost lost the back end there. Just trying to hold my position, try not to get pushed out too far. We've got on the outside, and we come to this difficult chicane. Just get through there. Again, loads of bikes going through there at the same time. Just trying to keep on the bike and not crash out. And we're in P6, but this is a 3-lap race, so we should have enough time to try and get to the front. Yeah, it definitely doesn't like right-hand corners. This bike really struggles. I think it understeers worse on the right-hand corners than it does the left for some reason. Right, let's see if we can line up this corner. This is a difficult one. Slow it down. Nice and tight onto the apex. And we're not doing too bad. We're managing to keep up with the group in front of us. That's what we want to do. Get nice and controlled through there onto the curb. Again, just really struggling to keep it. The smooth lines on this bike. Right, we managed just to nick in the place there up to P5. And now we go back up the hill. Luckily it hasn't got that horrible chicane right at the end on this circuit, although that version probably is on the game. And we've managed to drive up the hill. We definitely have good top end on this bike, and we're up to P4. That's the first lap out the way, and the 2 leading the race are really starting to get away, so we've got to make sure that we keep up. And I'm just wondering, with these other gamer names, are they racing to their ability, or is it all made up? I'm not sure. I know they do that on Forza. You get like the driver tars. I'm not sure whether they race at that level. I don't know. Something we're going to have to experience, because there's, oh God, went through that a little bit too quickly. One thing I have noticed, that you get a lot of the AI riders performing differently in each race. Again, struggling around that corner. just trying to keep a nice flow. We're sticking with the top 3 bikes, so that's positive. We've still got another lap to go. Can we take this one in this turn? Let's try and be better on the brakes. Slow it down. Get nice and tight. Oh, we went in there a little bit too quick. We're going to lose that position. That was my own fault. Right, let's try and be better through this next corner. Right onto the apex. Again, can we take the inside? Went in there pretty quick and we're back into P3. If we can get 3rd place in the first race, that would be a good result. Right, let's try and drive it back up the hill. Just trying to keep it nice and tight. Try not to put too much turn in there. Almost went on the grass. It really does struggle on the right-hand turns. And we've managed to get a good drive up the hill, actually. And we're into 2nd, going into the final lap. Can we push the guy in 1st and put him under pressure? Oh, just tapped his bike there. Just slowed it down a little bit late. Again, just making silly little errors. Just trying to get used to this bike. That's not too bad through there. Can we get in the inside? Can we get up the inside? Oh, it's going to be squeezed through. And we managed to get through. But are we going to be able to hold on to it? That is the thing. Not too bad through there again. Right, these are the corners I really struggle on this bike. Right onto the curb. Keep it on the tarmac. Trying to keep that front wheel down as well. Right onto the curb. And we're just veering off to the left. Just does not want to turn and we've dropped down to P3. Oh, that is really frustrating on the last lap. But we should be able to get the inside going into this right-hander. Let's slow it down. Just trying to keep our position. I will take 2nd now if we can get it. And that's not bad. We've got a good drive out that turn. Can we take the position? It's going to be very close, and this race has been very competitive so far. And on the outside, can we get past? Oh, we're managing to get past him, but are we going to be able to beat him on this last right-hander? This can be tough for us. Really struggling, just trying to open the throttle slowly so we don't veer off to the left. And we should be able to, I think we're going to be able to stand up. Yes, we are. We're going to take the victory. What a result that was. That was not easy, but we got there in the end. Really struggled on a lot of that. That bike is definitely an understeer pig. It really is. Let me know if you took you bought the Suzuki, whether that is any better. But the Yamaha really struggles. Right, let's move on to the next event. So here we go. Right, guys, next up, I'm going to be using replay mode to showcase this race. This was insane in these conditions. Trust me, this was not easy. whoever designer came up with that last race needs a pay rise, because that was insane in those conditions. A very tough circuit, even in the dry, let alone the wet. I hope you enjoyed it. Now we move on to my local circuit in Brands Hatch. Can we take the championship? It's not going to be easy, but we're going to get straight into it and try our best. Right, so here we go with the final race of the championship. I mean, we've had 2 wins out of 2, so we're sitting at the top of the leaderboard with 50 points. Can we get another 25 points here? It's not going to be easy, but it's my local circuit. I like Brands Hatch, and it's the GP circuit as well, so hopefully we can achieve it. Not too bad. We managed to go on the outside, or just a little bit of contact as we went down that section. Into Druids, trying to get the inside, see if we can sneak through into second place. Oh God, I almost lost the back end then. Luckily I didn't get chucked off there. Don't know what happened there. And just trying to go on the outside. Right, can we get into the lead? Now we're going on the GP circuit, so we're going left rather than right. Just try and hold it around that section, stay off the curb, and we are in the lead. Right, can we pull away though? I'm not sure how quick they're going to be round Brands Hatch GP circuit. We've still got a bike quite close behind us, so let's just be aware of that. It doesn't come running in our inside. Just been a little bit steady through there. Let's back off. This could be a difficult turn. Try and stay off the curbs. That's not too bad. And this one can be quite difficult. Let's just try and get the inside. Oh, he's coming on the outside. Is he going to overtake us? No, we just managed to hold him off. Right, can we turn into this left-hander without him running us off? No, he didn't get in the inside there, and we're still holding the lead, but we've got a massive group of bikes behind us coming into the end of this first lap. Let's just try and hold on to it and try and... We need a little bit of breathing space. If we can just pull away on this second lap, then we can have a nice, comfortable last lap, and we've managed just to pull away slightly. Let's see if we can have a better run down Paddock Hill and stay off that curb. Nicely done, accelerate. Let's see if we can get a little bit tighter in, slow it down, and we've gone in there a little bit wider than I would have liked, but let's just try and back off and stay off the curbs. That was much better, didn't kick the back end up that time, and we're managing to pull away, so it looks like we should run away with this now. But let me know in the comments below what bikes that you have experienced and really enjoyed on Ride 3 so far. I mean, in the next tour, I'm not sure whether, I think it's another 250 championship, but we will see. But we haven't been on any really big and powerful bikes yet, but it will come, guys, in this walkthrough. Some of the championships are going to get harder. Once you get onto the faster bikes, that's when the trouble starts. It's going to be a lot harder under braking, cornering, and we will see a lot of races really feistily contested, and not going to be as easy as this. Right, that's not too bad. We managed to get through there, but this Suzuki is not going away. He's still hanging on to my back end there, but we managed to get through that corner and just accelerate away. There's just a couple of corners I don't seem to have the same pace as the AI, and but once I get on the straight, I just seem to pull away. Definitely have the better top end on this bike, just don't have the acceleration. Right, so we've got almost a second lead going into the final lap. Just try not to muck this up. Right, down Paddock Hill again. Just try and take a bit of a better line through here. That's not bad. Slowly open the throttle again. The back end. I think that's where I'm just clipping the curb. And again, just not taking a tight enough line through there. It's just slowing us down a little bit. Right, let's try and go a bit tighter this time. Slowly open the throttle. That wasn't too bad. I think we've still got about a second lead. That should be enough. Right, let's try and take a little bit more. So we're down on our time, but we still almost got, like I said, got a second lead, so that should be enough. Oh God, took a little bit of a tight line there. Be careful doing that. Slow it down. And right onto the curb there. Let's keep it nice and tight. And they've all caught up. You can see the marker. Oh, he's going to go down to the last corners. Is he going to try and overtake me here? He's right behind me. Is he going to go on the outside? Let's try and take a really tight line there. Oh, that was good. Taking that tight line was the best option to force him on the outside. Right, final corner. And we should be home and dry. And it was always good to finish around a British circuit my local circuits. Always done me proud. There we go. We're going to take another win, 3 out of 3, and that is the championship. Really enjoyed that championship. What a mixed bag of races. We had drag races, we had races in the rain. We went to Macau, which was just insane, that time trial. Oh yeah, just a complete and utter mixed bag. Right, now we're going to jump in and check out what tour is coming next. And also guys, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and don't forget to leave your comments in the tab below. I really appreciate all the support I've had on this series so far. Let's make this the best series that I've done on YouTube, and I can only do that with your help. Right, let's check out what's coming next.